Welcome back to the podcast Asleep.
It's great to be here.
Today we're diving deep into AI-designed medicine. It's incredible to think that the first AI-designed drug
It really is amazing.
might actually enter clinical trials this year.
Yeah. And Demis Hassabis,
Yeah.
the head of Google DeepMind and a recent Nobel Prize winner,
Oh, wow.
he actually predicts this will happen.
That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
So until recently, AI was mainly used to help human researchers analyze data and stuff.
Right.
But now it seems like AI is actually designing the drugs themselves.
It really is a paradigm shift. We're kind of moving beyond just assisting and into AI taking the lead.
So how does that actually work when we say AI designed?
Okay.
And what does that process even look like?
Well, there are different approaches. One is called virtual screening.
Okay.
So imagine a massive database with information on millions and millions of molecules.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
AI algorithms sift through this library
Wow,
at incredible speed
that's fast.
and identify the molecules that are most likely to interact with certain disease targets.
So it's kind of like searching for a needle in a haystack, but AI can just
It's true.
instantly analyze the whole thing and tell you exactly where that needle is.
A great analogy. And it goes even further. AI can design entirely new molecules from scratch,
Oh, wow.
optimizing them for effectiveness and safety.
So like an AI architect, but for molecules.
Exactly, like designing a building, but on a molecular level.
That's incredible. Are there any companies actually doing this right now? Using AI to design drugs, I mean.
Absolutely. There's Exscientia. They had 2 AI-designed drugs in clinical trials as of 2021.
Wow, that's really impressive.
And then there's in silico medicine, they've got an AI-designed drug for pulmonary fibrosis in phase 2 trials.
It sounds like this field is moving really quickly.
It really is.
But with any new technology, there are always potential downsides. What are some of the risks with AI-designed drugs?
Well, one of the big ones is data dependence.
Okay.
AI algorithms need lots of data to learn from. But if that data is biased or flawed, the results could be unreliable.
So like the old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly.
Even the smartest AI can't make something good from bad data.
That's right. And then there's the black box problem.
What's that?
Sometimes it's hard to understand exactly how an AI arrived at a particular solution.
So even if the AI designs a molecule that looks good, we might not know why.
Exactly. And that can make scientists and regulators hesitant.
I can see why. You wouldn't want to give someone a drug without really understanding how it works.
Right. It raises questions about responsibility, like who's ultimately responsible if something goes wrong with an AI-designed drug?
And how do we make sure patients are safe when we're dealing with systems that are not always transparent?
Those are really important questions that we need to think about carefully as this field develops.
Definitely. Let's bring this back to our listener. Why should they care about AI-designed medicine? How could it impact their lives?
The potential impact is huge. This could mean treatments for diseases that currently have no cure.
Wow, that would be amazing. Like a cure for cancer or Alzheimer's.
Exactly. And think about personalized medicine,
Okay.
where treatments are tailored to your specific needs.
So a drug designed just for me, based on my genes and my medical history.
That's the idea. More effective therapies, fewer side effects.
That sounds pretty incredible, like something out of science fiction.
It's getting closer to reality every day. And AI-designed drugs could also potentially lower healthcare costs, making treatment more accessible to everyone.
It all sounds really exciting, but as you said, we need to be aware of the risks, especially with something as powerful as AI.
I completely agree. We need to make sure this technology benefits everyone, not just the select few.
Now, let's see what our AI companions had to say about this. On Le Podcast de Philippe,
Right.
we like to get multiple perspectives.
Right.
What did ChatGPT have to say about AI-designed drugs?
Well, ChatGPT highlighted the different ways AI is being used in drug development, like the virtual screening we discussed earlier, designing new molecules, and even making clinical trials more efficient.
Okay, so kind of confirming what we've been talking about, what about Perplexity? Did it offer any unique insights?
Perplexity really focused on the speed and efficiency that AI brings to drug development.
Okay.
It said, AI-driven drug discovery can sometimes take as little as 46 days,
Wow.
compared to traditional methods that can take up to a decade.
That's a huge difference.
It is.
It's no wonder the pharmaceutical industry is so excited about this. What about Gemini 2? What was its take on AI-designed medicine?
Gemini 2 had a more balanced perspective. It acknowledged the potential, but also the challenges.
Okay.
It emphasized that AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet.
So we still need rigorous testing and validation to make sure these drugs are safe and effective.
Absolutely. And it reminded us that AI depends heavily on the quality of the data it's trained on.
Right, which brings us back to that garbage in, garbage out problem.
Exactly. We need to be very careful about the data we use to train these AI systems.
So overall, it seems like our AI companions gave us a pretty good overview of the current state of AI-designed medicine, highlighting both the potential and the challenges.
I think so too.
We'll be right back after a quick break. Stay with us.
And we're back on Le Podcast de Philippe, continuing our deep dive into this fascinating world of AI-designed medicine.
It really is fascinating. We were just talking about how the first AI-designed drug
Right.
might enter clinical trials this year.
And Demis Hassabis, you
Yeah.
know, the head of Google DeepMind,
Yeah.
he actually thinks that will happen.
And he did just win a Nobel Prize, too, right?
He did. He's quite a leader in the AI world.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So we talked before the break about how AI is being used to design new drugs, but I'm still a little fuzzy on how it all actually works.
Well, there's a lot of complexity, but one key piece is understanding how proteins work. Think of disease as a complex puzzle, and each piece of that puzzle is a protein.
And to solve the puzzle,
Exactly.
you need to find the pieces that fit together perfectly.
Right, and that's where AlphaFold comes in.
AlphaFold.
It's this incredible system that was developed by DeepMind. It can predict the 3D structure of proteins.
Oh, wow. So it can actually show us what these puzzle pieces look like.
Exactly. And that's crucial for drug discovery because it allows us to see how drugs interact with those proteins.
So AI can then use that information from AlphaFold
Exactly.
to design drugs that fit those puzzle pieces perfectly.
You got it. It's really powerful stuff. It's like having a detailed map of the building blocks of life.
That's a great way to put it. So it's not just theory. Companies are actually using this right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mentioned Exscientia before.
Right.
They are using these techniques in silico medicine, too.
That's amazing. What do you think the future holds for AI drug design? What are the next big things we might see?
Well, I think we'll see even more personalized medicine,
Oh,
where AI can design drugs specifically for you
wow.
based on your genetics and your medical history and everything.
That would be incredible.
Imagine getting a drug that's perfectly tailored to your body.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And I think we'll see AI play a bigger role in preventing diseases, not just treating them.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Imagine AI analyzing your lifestyle and your genes and your environment
Okay.
and identifying potential health risks before they even develop.
Yeah, it'd be revolutionary. Like a personalized health advisor?
Exactly. It could recommend diet changes or exercise or early interventions, anything to help prevent those diseases from developing in the first place.
So shifting from treatment to prevention.
Exactly.
Well, it definitely sounds like an exciting time to be in this field.
It really is.
But we have to remember those ethical considerations we talked about earlier.
Right. Always. As this technology gets more powerful, we have to be even more careful.
Now let's hear from our AI friends again. What did ChatGPT have to say? Le Podcast de Philippe loves to get all sides.
Well, ChatGPT really emphasized the many ways AI is already being used in drug development. We talked about virtual screening and designing new molecules, but ChatGPT also mentioned AI being used to make clinical trials more efficient. It even gave a specific example. This drug, DSP-1181, that was developed by Exscientia.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's for obsessive-compulsive disorder, one of the first AI-designed drugs to enter human trials.
That's fascinating. What about perplexity? What did it have to say?
Perplexity focused a lot on the speed and efficiency.
Okay.
It mentioned how AI-driven drug discovery can sometimes take just 46 days.
Wow, that's so fast.
Compared to the traditional methods that can take years and years.
That's a completely different timeline.
And it also talked about the potential for personalized medicine, like AI being able to predict how someone might respond to chemotherapy based on their tumor's genetic makeup.
That's incredible. Like AI is giving us a personalized roadmap for treatment.
Exactly.
What about Gemini 2? What was its perspective?
Gemini 2 had a more balanced perspective, I'd say,
Right.
acknowledging both the potential and the challenges.
So the excitement, but also the need for caution.
Exactly. It stressed that AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet.
We still need rigorous testing to make sure these drugs are safe and effective.
Absolutely. And it also brought up that issue of data quality again.
Right, because if the data's no good, the results won't be either.
Exactly. So we have to be really careful about the data we're using to train these AI systems.
So all in all, it seems like our AI friends gave us a pretty comprehensive overview of AI-designed medicine.
I think so. It's a rapidly changing field, and it's really exciting to see what's happening.
It is. But before we get too carried away with the excitement, let's take a moment to consider the potential risks and ethical implications.
Absolutely. We need to make sure this technology is used responsibly and for the benefit of everyone.
And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into AI-designed medicine here on Le Podcast de Philippe.
It's been a really fascinating discussion.
It really has.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground, from how AI is actually designing new drugs to the incredible speed at which this technology can operate.
And of course, those really important ethical considerations that we have to keep in mind.
Absolutely. But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on something we haven't discussed yet.
Okay, what's that?
We've talked a lot about AI designing drugs to treat diseases that already exist. But what about its role in preventing diseases altogether?
Oh, that's a great point. AI has huge potential in preventative medicine.
So instead of just reacting to illness, AI could help us stay healthy in the first place.
Exactly. Imagine AI analyzing your genes, your lifestyle choices, even your environment,
Yeah.
and identifying potential health risks before they even show up.
It's like having a personalized health advisor, guiding you toward a healthier future.
That's a great way to put it. AI could recommend specific diet changes, exercise routines, or even early interventions to reduce those risks.
That would be incredible. It could really change the whole healthcare landscape, shifting the focus from treatment to prevention.
And potentially reduce the burden of chronic diseases, leading to a healthier society overall.
That's an amazing vision of the future. AI empowering us to not just treat diseases, but to prevent them in the first place.
Yeah.
But of course, as with any powerful technology,
Right.
we need to be mindful of the ethical implications.
Absolutely. Data privacy, responsible development, those are all crucial considerations.
Well, this brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of AI-designed medicine.
It's been a pleasure discussing this with you.
It has been fascinating. And for our listeners who are eager to explore more cutting-edge topics like this,
Yeah.
be sure to subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe on YouTube.
We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers today. Your support would mean a lot.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time, au revoir.